Ever heard the saying there's no such thing as bad publicity? Well, this video is about seizing the moment while the pot is still hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most anticipated episode ever on Podcast and Chill. Please welcome Jub Jub sweet number name Mamsakindi 0006953 what?
Drop that
Jub
fucking
sweet
thing
number
of yours.
Think about it. Yesterday and the day before on Twitter, there was a lot of tweeting, there was a lot of trending around MacG interviewing Jub Jub and some of the findings that came out of that particular interview, right? And the largest finding was a negative one. Now, let's be clear. I don't condone anything in relation to gender-based violence. I don't condone anything in relation to victims being mistreated, abused, and bullied on these cyber streets, on social media, even on YouTube. I do not condone any of that. So this is not about that particularly. This is specifically about how when you are in a negative situation, you can milk it and actually turn it into a positive situation. And that's exactly what MacG did. Let's be honest. The interview was set to air on YouTube next week Thursday, right? Next week Thursday. But instead, it aired last night. In fact, in the afternoon yesterday, right? And by so doing, while people on Twitter, people on social media, people on YouTube and other platforms were talking about Jub Jub, MacG had a full 2-hour interview and people were only talking about what they had seen in an hour's interview. Now it's impressive. Whoever in his team basically advised him to rather put it out right now while the pot is still hot. That person is smart, deserves a bonus, like a proper Christmas bonus from the Podcast and Chill budget. That definitely is the point, right? Because essentially, this so far is breaking records. In about 3 hours, it was already on 200,000 views. In 16 hours, it's on 350,000 views. Dare I say it may break 500,000 views in 24 hours. I doubt that would have happened if he did wait to post it according to how it was scheduled, it being scheduled for next week, right? But the lesson here is to say that whatever opportunity comes your way, you can turn lemons into lemonade. You can turn a sour situation into a positive one. You just have to make sure that the opportunity, when it's ripe, you take it. Because either way, the interview was scheduled. Either way, people were talking about it. And people were also, unfortunately, putting MacG in a bad light for asking certain questions, right? And as I said, the negativity that was spewed out in relation to some of the alleged accusations against Jub Jub, who was the interviewee in this particular point. Unfortunately, they were bad and it was quite negative, and the repercussions and legal actions should take its course in this particular case, right? Because as it stands, more people are coming out and the like. And as men, we should be better men, you know? And we should react to this situation with empathy. We should react to this situation with love. We should react to this situation with some rationale. That's what we should do. But what we also should do is commend when a person makes a smart business move. That's exactly what MacG did. He made a smart business move. And you can even see it in the comments. A lot of the people are actually saying what I'm saying in this video. They are saying that it was smart, it was good timing, and people now, if they have something to say, they can say it over the full portion of the interview, over watching the entire interview rather than just watching segments on that particular channel on DSTV, right? So it's quite impressive what was done, and the lesson is that we should learn to turn lemons into lemonade. Whenever you are in a bad rut, try to identify the negativity. I mean, try to identify the positivity. Well, try to identify the negativity as well so that you can learn from that particular negativity. But the positivity that you identify is what's going to make you grow. It's what's going to make you be a better person. It's what's going to make MacG be a better podcaster. It's what's going to make his team be better marketers and sales persons in relation to the Podcast and Chill network, right? Seize the moment, seize the opportunity. Don't wait until tomorrow. When the opportunity comes knocking, use it now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Use it now. And then see what good can then come out of it. Well, I'm hopeful that there isn't any bad that's gonna come out of this opportunity right now, him seizing it, that is. But at the end of the day, people who have watched Podcast and Chill for the longest time, like I have, I've watched Podcast and Chill since Hop's interview, I think it was, or Sibu Mpanza, around, but it was around your 30th episodes or so, right? And I've been a fan since then, right? And now they're sitting on over 300 and something episodes. I'm a super member, super chiller, because I pay the $299 subscription every month. So I'm not here just preaching on something I don't know. I'm not here, I'm part of the cult, I'm part of the chillers, right? So I'm here to let you know that whenever you get an opportunity to learn something, to become educated and to become a better person through other people's experiences, then seize that opportunity as well. But because think about it, if you're all about personal growth, if you're all about personal development, then think back to your own personal life. Every negative opportunity or situation that has ever happened, if you didn't seize it as an opportunity to learn, then you basically shortchanged yourself. Because every opportunity and lesson has shaped you to being the person that you are today, right? So seize the opportunity to learn here and there. I'll give you an example. I was sitting on this very seat when I was sharing the story about how I was scammed out of 10,000 Rand in my new phone. Had I not been scammed, I wouldn't be able to share that opportunity. And yes, my YouTube channel is small, right? But the more people that get to see how I was scammed, they'll get to learn from it. And that is a good example of me seizing the opportunity, right? And based on that, I got to grow because I got to let go of that negative experience that has happened in my life. And whoever watches the video can relate if they've been scammed as well. And they are also likely to do away with whatever negativity came from their bad experiences. Instead, they're able to shape those lessons into positive lessons that they can grow from, lessons that they can learn from, lessons that they can share with others.
Hey guys, so you have to make sure you have to subscribe to this video because it's amazing. Hey!
Remember when COVID started? Remember when COVID started 2 years ago? We were all scared, we were all frightened, and we didn't know what was to come and what we were going to do about it, right? But what happened? A lot of people seized the moment. A lot of people opened businesses because they saw the opportunity to provide PPE, they saw the opportunity to provide disinfectants, to provide sanitizers, they saw the opportunity to open up the market to an area where they may not necessarily have the expertise, but they are seizing the opportunity out of that negative situation. And that's what making lemonade out of lemons is all about, right? During that COVID pandemic, a lot of people went and studied pest control courses so that they could sanitize and disinfect schools, they could sanitize and disinfect business premises, facilities, institutions, organizations, and the like. That's what seizing the opportunity is all about, right? A lot of people took the opportunity to open training academies that would teach people about COVID-19. Despite the fact that information about COVID-19 is so conspicuous, it's also very ambiguous. So if you as an individual choose to open a business that teaches people about COVID-19, its symptoms, how to handle it, and also as an organization how to comply with the various legislations that relate to it, then you've made lemonade out of lemons, right? Seizing the opportunity means making good out of a negative situation. Seizing the opportunity means being a better person. I mean, there are a lot of individuals that throughout the year they've gained a lot of weight. Come January, what they'll do is that they'll start exercising, they'll have the energy and zeal to become better versions of themselves. That's them seizing the momentum of that particular moment, which is January, where we are all making those New Year's resolutions and the like. The key thing then obviously would be the commitment, the discipline, the drive, and of course the ability to believe in the decisions that you make and the ability to have faith in the decisions that you make, right? But seizing the moment means seeing opportunities, just like the Podcast and Chill team saw that opportunity. They could have shelved the interview, right? They could have not known how to handle the situation that came. And MacG is actually a king at doing this if you think about it. I mean, Podcast and Chill came about because he was unemployed. Podcast and Chill came about because he didn't know what else to do with his time. He knew that he has a skill set, he has a talent, and that talent and skill set has to be used. But he didn't know that things were going to pan out the way they did. He made lemonade out of lemons. He made lemonade out of lemons.
Subscribe to this video, please.
One thing I like about Twitter is how Twitter users are able to turn lemons into lemonade. I mean, just recently there was the story of the helper who was ill-treated by their madam, right? They were ill-treated, they were paid peanuts. It wasn't in as per the agreement with the initial salary that the lady was going to get. There were unjustified, unlawful deductions that were taken into that particular person's salary, and it's unacceptable. But what did Twitter do, right? They came together and they made donations to this particular lady. Rami shared the story on Twitter and it caused a hell of a hoorah. And that hoorah turned out to be something positive at the end of the day. So it became an issue of let's treat our helpers well and let's learn from it. But also, here's an opportunity to actually make sure she comes out better than when she came in, right? And then here's an opportunity for you to introspect and make sure that you are paying them well. It's all good and well to learn the lesson, but are you now paying your helper well, right? Turning lemons into lemonade means translating all the negatives and shifting them into a positive situation. I can go on and on and on when it comes to the number of examples that can be made around the lessons that we can take from what Podcast and Chill is going through and the decision that they made to shift it in their favor. I can go on and on. I don't want to. joking. It's just that I feel I've said enough. So seize the opportunity, man. Take charge and basically work to be the best version of yourself, regardless of how the world perceives you and regardless of how the world approaches you. Become a better person by identifying opportunities, working on them, and not being driven by what people on Twitter say. A lot of people are there to just type what they type and spew what they spew, right? But it's your decision what you make with what you see. It's your decision what you read from what you see. It's your decision how that translates into positivity or negativity. Again, practice empathy for victims of GBV. Practice empathy for victims of rape. Do not become a rape apologist. So this is not what the video was about. I hope it doesn't get misconstrued and get shaped as something that it's not, because that's not what the video was all about. The video was about actually seizing the opportunity and learning what you can learn from every negative opportunity and using it, turning it into a positive opportunity for yourself. It starts with you. You too can make lemonade out of lemons. That's for sure, right? Look around you. Look around you. There are good and bad things that are happening. See what you can do to translate the bad into good. See what you can do to turn the bad into good. See what you can do to learn, grow, share, take others with you, and lift as you rise, because ultimately it starts with you.